Hey guys, so my name is Ryan and I'm with Skyline Acres. Today is January 1st of 2023, first day of the year, and it's unseasonably warm out. Gosh, it's probably 60 degrees, sunny, and I'm out here in a t-shirt. So I've decided today I'm going to take some soil samples. I generally try to do this in the fall, generally after we've cut our last cutting of hay. Is a good time to do it, you know, October, November, whatnot. I am a little late this year, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be sampling our hay field, our pasture, and our garden. So what is a soil sample for you guys, some of you guys that don't know? Well, first off, I didn't go to school for soil sciences or anything like that. I have an ag business degree, not a soil science degree. But, you know, and also keep in mind that this is a small scale situation. I'm not a farmer out here making my living on hundreds of acres and got to squeeze every amount of yield out of a crop that I can. So with that said, a soil sample is just that. It's a representative sample of an area. And generally, if you have a huge field, which we're not going to be dealing with today, but you know, if you have a 50-acre field or 100-acre field or whatever, you would split that up into different areas and stuff. But for what we're dealing with today, we'll have one sample that we'll send in for the hay field, one sample for the pasture, and one sample for the garden. These soil samples will tell you your phosphorus levels, your potassium levels, a whole bunch of micronutrients, your pH level, all kind of different things that I don't even understand. But they make it easy for you to understand because on the sample, which I will try to put one of my last year's, actually 2 years ago, samples up, they tell you, you know, if it's high, very high, low, you know, whatever. And that brings me up to another point. I personally do samples every other year. So the last time I did samples was in October of 2020. And so 2 years from now, from that would be, you know, fall or so of 2022. Okay guys, so here is the setup that I use to take soil samples. Again, this is not rocket science. So anyways, this is what I have. If you notice, my soil probe is a homemade PVC probe. And I got the idea, I was watching a YouTube video 2 years ago when I did these soil samples, and there was a guy that had made one just like this, and I wanted to go out and do soil samples that day, and I just happened to have 1/2-inch PVC laying around my house, so I made one. The other reason is commercial manufactured soil probes, they're kind of expensive. I mean, they're made so one thing is, you don't want to use brass, bronze, galvanized, anything like that, because it'll throw your soil samples off. So because of that, manufactured probes are stainless steel or chrome plated or whatever, and because of that, they're sort of expensive. I mean, I'm not gonna sway somebody one way or the other if they want to make one or buy one. I can tell you, to buy one that's a little bit longer like this, they're probably anywhere from 40 to 80 bucks on Amazon. I mean, they're not super cheap. They will work better than the PVC one, but I'll get into that in a minute. You can get short ones on Amazon, I don't know, like 16-inch ones or something, for like 20 bucks. So I don't know. If I had to do it over again, I would have bought one. But I can't really say that either. I mean, I basically have $0 in this thing. The way it works, this is 1/2-inch PVC, and there's marks on here for 4 inches up, 6 inches up. I'll be taking the hayfield and the pasture samples at 4 inches, and I'll be taking the garden samples at 6 inches. On this probe, it's beveled on one end to help it go into the soil. And one of the differences is, you know, it's PVC, so it's thicker than a commercial probe of metal. So, you know, it doesn't go in the ground quite as easy. But also, I mean, this is something you're doing once every 2 or 3 years. So it's hard to say, you know, what's the better way. This works for me. This is what I use. The commercial ones will have a cutout here to get your, basically to get your sample out, your core out. So the way this one works, this is 1/2-inch PVC. I believe this is 32 inches long right here. You've got a cross right here. You need a cross, and I'll show you why. And these extensions for your handles are like 4 inches. But so you'll push this thing in the ground, you'll go up to your mark, and then you'll take, this is a 1/2-inch oak dowel rod. You do want a hardwood, just so it's a little bit tougher. But you'll take your rod, and the reason you want to cross on your PVC is you'll take your rod and you'll push it in, and then that is how you'll get your soil sample out. So, like I say, works for me. You can buy one or make one. I already had all these materials, so it was basically free. These are my little containers. I don't know, they might be a little too small for today, but this is what I'm going to be putting soil into. As you can see, you got the garden, the hayfield, and the pasture. So I'm going to go start on that right now, and I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. Alright guys, we're out here in the hayfield. I just wanted to show you how this thing worked real quick. I've pushed it in the ground to the 4-inch mark. I've got my little Tupperware here. As you can see, I've done one sample, and right there it is. And if I can do this one-handed, I'll show you. I mean, it's sort of obvious, but you kind of want to twist it as you pull it up. Take your rod out, but twist it. Put your thing in there like that. I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but take your rod. Give me a minute, guys. Sorry. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to film it coming out. What I'm doing is I'm pushing with the rod. There we go. I'm sorry that wasn't great quality, but there's your sample. As you can see, I will tell you, I've never used a commercial one, you know, or a purpose-built one, but with this one being PVC, it's a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit harder to get in the ground, I would imagine. One way to combat that is to wait till the soil's a little moist, a little more moist. So that's what we've done today. And as you can tell, can't get that to focus very good, but those samples are relatively moist. What we're gonna do, this is like an 8-acre field, so we'll probably get, they say you want about 5 cores per acre. And then you're gonna mix those all up, and then that's gonna be your sample. So we'll probably get, I don't know, 30 samples or so along here and call it good. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that. Hey guys, so I went ahead and got the samples for the 3 areas that we're doing. I kind of worked this one up with my hands, and I left this one natural to show you what the plugs look like out of the PVC soil probe, and you know, and then just you know, worked up dirt. But so anyways, so what's the next steps? So what we'll do is, like I said, with this PVC probe, you have to wait till the soil's kind of moist for it to work good. So we'll kind of crunch these up all like this, and then we'll let them air dry for several days, a week, whatever, and we'll pick out, you know, the grass and different things. We'll pick all that out, and then what we do, there's a lot of places that take soil samples. A lot of your feed and fertilizer places will do, a lot of them will do them for you. Some for a fee, some not if you buy their products. Co-ops, different things. We use the county extension agency. So what I will do is I'll go to the extension office, and they have official boxes that these go in. So I'll get 3 different boxes, little cardboard fold up things. I'll get 3 different boxes, and I will put the samples in each box. There's a little form you fill out, like you said. So this one will be filled out as a hay field. This one will be filled out as a pasture. This one will be filled out as a garden. If you had a soybean field, if you had a residential lawn, if you, whatever it is, there's different categories for all that stuff. So then what we will do is we will mail those little boxes that I'll pick up at the extension office. We'll mail those to Virginia Tech, and that is where they actually do the testing. Go Hokies. I'm a Hokie. But anyways, so they'll mail them there, and then, gosh, usually it's pretty quick. I mean, 3 to 5 days of them getting the samples, you'll have an email with all of your results in them. So, and I'll post a what the results look like, so you can get a look at it. But like I say, they'll email you the PDF of the results, and then literally, I mean, what you do, you don't even need to be, you know, intelligent in this field. They'll have recommendations here, and then really all you have to do is, so I think, say our recommendation for our hay field was 50, 40, 90. 50 pounds of nitrogen an acre, 40 pounds of phosphorus, and 90 pounds of potassium an acre. Just say that's what their recommendations were. All you really have to do come spring when you go to the co-op to get your fertilizer is say, I need a mixture of 50, 40, 90 for however many acres, and they'll mix it up for you. And it's literally just that easy. I mean, it's a custom blend, and it's that easy. And then that way you're putting the exact thing that your field needs, you're putting that down. So anyways, just wanted to show y'all the soil samples today. We don't do it often. We only do it, every other year. So anyways, guys, hope y'all had a good Christmas and a good holiday season, and I hope you had a good new year, and hope 2023 is even better than 2022.